Hello everybody, welcome to Ftog server, Avant 3, ToddytheBody here, and we have a lot to cover today. So let's get to it. As you can tell by the title of the video, I would like to show off some of the advanced power generation that the calculator mod can do. As you can see, I've started doing some calculator stuff right there. So let's start talking about it. Alright, first things first, just to get it out of the way, we've added a mod to the pack. It is called the Agricultural Revolution. This is the only way that you can cook vanilla foods now, is with the brick oven. Let's see here if I can just get a recipe for you. It's not too terrible. Let's see, brick oven, there it is, big one right there. So it's a bunch of brick and then some metal racks with just some iron bars. And that's all cool and everything. It's got 9 spaces over here. What you do is you fill it up with stuff that you can cook, and then it places the results in the corresponding place. So if you put something here, it will cook it and place it right here. And it's not too slow, but it's not too fast either. There were faster methods, but how often are you really cooking vanilla foods anyways? So I have that there because I needed to use Mistaken's Botania setup, and I wanted to give her some more mana, so I want to feed her flowers. So that's that. Another thing I want to add before we get started is that these have changed from Roots mod, the growing standing stones. They turned down the particles a little bit so you can't see them as much, but not big a deal. What is a big a deal is that they only work on redstone signal now. So if I turn it off, the standing stone turns off. So I've got the sneaky levers down here so they look like something else. I tried the grass blocks, but it made it the gray grass block, not the green grass block. So yep, these are all sneaky levers underneath there. I don't like that change. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We've been graffitied. Someone came and tagged our place up. Okay. Okay. I'll have an answer to that in a future episode. Alright. So, let's get to it. I would like to first talk about the mast. I always want to call it mast. Conductor mast option for power. Now, I'm going to place this down, and then I'm going to move it later on. But let's go talk about it now. Grok was complaining about seeing some flashing during his episode, and it's because every time this mast gets struck by lightning, it flashes the sky. So what I would like to do is I would like to have it way over here where it's out of render distance for him. I'm going to chunk load it and see if it still flashes while chunk loaded, like if maybe it's like flashing everywhere on the server. So let's place it all inside here. I just want to put it down real quick. I've got 2 here. One of them is full of power, the other one isn't, just so you can get a feel of how much power it. Okay, so that one has power and that one doesn't. Alright, so this is the one that we are going to store away right in here. And this is the one. Hopefully it stacks on its own. Good, good. We'll put that one right there. Okay, so we've seen this before. It gives you this message, and then when it gets to a certain point, it'll start counting down from a minute, and then it will get struck by lightning where it will get 5,000 RF. The RF doesn't feed in there all 5,000 all at once. It kind of builds up. So, you know, it's okay. It's okay for free power. So let's get this cleared off a little bit. It looks like somebody had a creeper explosion. I wonder if that was me. I don't know or not. But if we are going to have this visitor here, I'm going to make sure and get rid of it because you sing horribly. Alright, come back over. I'll turn off my chunk border. I just want to make sure that I'm building it all in the same chunk. Okay, so we've got 2 different things here that will make it perform better. We've got the weather station. Let's look at the recipe. Weather station, it's fire diamond. We talked about that before. Reinforced iron, so that's that, and you get 4. So I made 2 sets, so I have 8. And then you've got the transmitter. Alright, and then that's the electric diamond. Also, we've talked about that before, and then the reinforced and that makes one at a time. So you have to do a few more of those. That's the good part, is the transmitters. So what these parts do, you place it down and it'll immediately face. I've got the daylight and everything set, right? Okay. It'll immediately link and face the mast that it chooses. Okay, and then we will place some more down, and they take a few seconds to line up. There we go. There we go. And so what the weather stations do for the mast is that it increases the amount of power that one lightning strike gets. So I've already tested it. I already know. With 8, you get around 50,000 RF. Hey, TechnoJock is on with us. So if we're at 24 here, we'll wait a second just so you can see it. It should go up to like around 75-ish, I hope, if I'm not a liar. I wonder if he wants me to spell it this way. I'll just do it. Alright. Okay, so we've got 20 more seconds. So what the transmitters do is that they increase the amount of lightning. So you see it counted down from a minute. With the 4, it'll count down from about 20 seconds once I place them down. But I really want to see how much power we're going to get from this before we place them down. So they should be coming up. Anyways, I'll talk about these a little bit more. The weather stations will pick up a mast 10 blocks away. So they don't have to be right up next to it. You could spread them out 10 blocks away, like I said. And are we going to get about 75? Okay, so it's around 75-ish. Actually, I think it was like 52,000 RF. I think I was saying 52 before, but I meant 52K. Okay. And they can only link to one mast. Now, with the transmitters can be used by a mast 30 blocks away. So I'm going to put them close just to have them all in the same chunk, but they don't have to be that close. 30 blocks. The other thing is that they don't just use one mast. Other masts can use them. So you can have a few of them right next to each other. I will put the weather stations all on the inside and then the transmitters all on the outside if you want to do a large array of those. And see, it's already counting down again, whereas like before it was taking a while. And then I'm going to let this sit, because if I want to make electric diamonds, I have to have one of these set up. It's the only way to make them. So I'll leave that there. I do want to chunk load it so we can test the whole flashing theory. Okay, well, I guess we can just place that anywhere. We have chicken chunks in our pack now, so that makes it a whole lot easier than making those ender anchors. And 3 seconds. What I should have done is I should have flew away and then waited. So yeah, that suggestion for doing the weather stations in the middle and the transmitters on the outside is not an original idea of my own. It's something that actually comes from the calculator wiki. So you can look there if you need some additional information, but this is the basic setup of, okay, so here we go again. This is the basic setup of the mast and its power components. And I was trying to just make sure that we are at our base and looking outside. So it's about 15 seconds. I think we can teleport there now and then head outside. Come on, come on, come on, before 15 seconds. There we go. Alright. And seems like it would have been 15 seconds at least, right? So it looks like it's probably within, if you're within visual render distance, which Grok is when he was complaining about it, and nobody else has complained about it, so that must be it. So the weather mast, if you don't want to mess with, or what was it called? Well, something mast. If you don't want to mess with people or make people unhappy with you, then you're going to have to put it somewhere else away from others and chunk load it. Okay, so we've got that. Now, the hard part, the advanced power part of the calculator mod. We are going to talk about, I wish I had a manual so I can pull it up in a manual, the calculator plugs, and actually it's the calculator locator, but then you need the calculator plugs. And it looks like that it keeps the power with it, so maybe while I talk about it, I can place this down and this will transfer some of its power. Good, it is transferring some of its power. So get rid of all of that power, and then hopefully you are empty by the time that we come back. Okay, so where do we start with this? This is a big one. This is lots of crafting, lots and lots. This is a rabbit hole. It's all done so I can show you. I don't, you might have wanted to see it, but it is a ton. You would have quit on me. You wouldn't have even watched the video. So let's go to Locator. There we go. So the main piece. All right. The main piece, the calculator locator. This is the recipe. It takes the calculator plugs. So to get the very basic smallest version, which we are making today, you need 9 of the calculator plugs. Alright, so then the stable stone. You're going to need 32 of the stable stone alone, not counting what goes inside the crafting recipes for the plugs and the locator. So the locator takes 3. Does this actually take stable stone? So it does take some. So you're going to need 1 each for that. So you're going to need 9 plus the 3 is 12 plus 32 is going to be 40. I lost it. 45? Is that 45? 32 plus 12? No. 44? I don't know. It's something like that. Sorry. I didn't have it written down or anything. So let's take a look at these stones here. Those are just some colored ones. The basic one is pretty easy, so it's not really going to hurt you too much. It is 2 reinforced stone brick. Alright, reinforced stone brick. It's 2 reinforced stone. Reinforced stone. You go over to your basic calculator and you've got just cobble and you've got some wood, and that'll get you your reinforced stone. Just calculator. So I think we talked about that before. It's all a bunch of stone. Anyways, so to get started, you just need some stone. Okay. And then we go back up. Beacon, everybody knows the beacon. Atomic assemblies, we've got this sort of thing, emeralds. We've talked about this when we made that other sword. And then we've got these things, which we talked about in an earlier episode. So I just used what I had before to make these. And the calculator plug, we've got the stable stone. The redstone ingot is made from putting redstone in the algorithm separator. And then that gets you the redstone ingot. Let's see, where else are we here? We talked about that. Energy module. I think we talked about this before also. You have to do it in a scientific calculator. You get your purified cold and this, which we did go over, like I said, in a different episode. So let's catch back up here. So now that we have the calculator locator, that's not the only thing we're going to need. We're going to need the plugs, and we talked about that. We're going to need, so you put the plug in the middle, and you do the locator, and I'll show it to you. It gets complicated, and we still have a whole lot more to cover than just these basic crafting recipes. So once you make all that, you will think that you are done, but you are not done. Okay, you need, is this actually, I just came to check. Okay, it's using it pretty fast, good. But you're not done. This power source can explode on you, and it needs stable circuits before you will be able to use it without worry of it exploding. Each one of these plugs needs to have a stable circuit in it. I happen to have stable circuits on me, so we will go place them down somewhere else, but just to show you real quick. And it can be any kind of circuit as long as it has the stable attached to it. You can open up the GUI and place it in, or you can just right click the circuit in, then it gives it green, which means that stable, it is true. And if it is a round and making a full multi-block structure, then it will show you on the inside of here if it is stable or not. Stability unknown, it's because it's not actually a multi-block structure. Okay, pick it up. I did. Great. So the stable circuits. All right, here we go. First, you need not the precision chamber, but you need, I think it would be easier if I just brought up the mod. Calculator mod. You need the one that starts with an E, not reassembly chamber. It's not those. What if we just did chamber? There we go. Okay, the extraction chamber. The extraction chamber, I think it's what turns dirt into circuits. And then there's another one, the reassembly chain, not that one. I want to say it is, well, I think it just tells you. Yeah, the extraction chamber. Okay, so you need the extraction chamber to make the precision chamber. The difference between the two is that this is a upgrade from the extraction chamber. The extraction chamber will not always give you a circuit. Okay, it'll only sometimes give you a circuit. The precision chamber will always give you a circuit. And then what you do with that circuit is that you have to place it over into the processing chamber. The processing chamber is an upgrade from the reassembly chamber and the restoration chamber. Okay, so now what these two do, the difference between them is that one of them will clean dirty circuits and the other one will repair damaged circuits. So what the upgrade is in the processing chamber is that the processing chamber will repair and clean circuits all in one block. So you want to get that so it just saves on space. Okay, so then after that, what you get is you get it'll like turn the dirty or damaged into a regular circuit, and you see it says not analyzed. So we will take that, and then it starts doing its work. Now it doesn't show there, but I've got 8 speed upgrades in here. So this is with 8 speed upgrades. This one also has 8 speed upgrades. You put dirt or cobble in here, and then it will process it, and you get either a dirty one or a damaged one. Damaged one comes from cobble, dirty one comes from dirt. I have also transfer upgrades inside here. You only need 1 per machine, and it automatically pushes it over into an applicable machine. I have a transfer upgrade into here. I'll take that one. That's a good one. And it does not, for some reason, push it into the analyzing chamber, even though that's the next one I put it in, because you want to put that inside there, get it analyzed, and then you can use it in the fabrication chamber that we will look further down the road. Ooh, look at that, we got some power. So some things that you can get out of these, what these boxes are for is that sometimes you get items when you put the unanalyzed circuits inside there. You know, you can actually here are some of the items that I've been collecting them. You know, I've been getting this here, I've been getting a few of the calculators, hand crank generators, these tools I don't make, it's been coming out of there, some dirt, just good stuff like that. If you don't get items, then you'll get power, so you can actually use this as a power source, even though it's not really a good one because it's kind of random. And so far, out of all the circuits I've done, I've only gotten 100,000 RF. Anyways, so once they're analyzed, you put them inside of a storage chamber. Okay, the storage chamber can only take one type of circuit, and what I mean by that is that these are all regular circuits, so I can put them in. But say if I had the stable circuit, it's not going to put that in. See, I'm clicking on it right now. It's not doing anything. So I'd have to have a separate storage chamber to carry all the stable ones, and I bet if I wanted to store all the dirty ones, I'd have to have a different one, and so on and so forth. These are most useful. I mean, you know, stable is also useful for what we're going to be using it for, but you want to have really a storage chamber for the regular ones at least, because what you can use them for is with the fabrication chamber. Fabrication chamber. Let's go ahead and look at these recipes since I am skipping over them. Fabrication chamber takes a bunch of reinforced iron with a storage chamber. Storage chamber is a reinforced chest with reinforced iron. Reinforced chest is reinforced iron chest and some reinforced stone or dirt. Ooh, so you can see that it's a lot of crafting. The materials are very basic. It's the crafting. Anyway, so once we have it, this is the GUI. It shows you some things that you can build with it. What you do is you select something, and I think what I would like to do is I would like to do another speed upgrade. So then it says, will you need one of these before I can make a speed upgrade? So let's look inside and see. We've got 2 of them. So let's go ahead and click on that. Once you have it selected, and it keeps what you selected, you select it, and then you hit fabricate, and it will start working. It will, if you don't have this by it, it'll look like it's working, but it's not really working. You have to have the storage chamber next to it for it to work, and you have to have what you need inside the storage chamber. So now there's our speed upgrade. Let's go ahead and make another one just so we can have these even. And then you come over here and you right click it. You can see down in the bottom left now I have 8. So I must have had 7 before. So apologize for lying to you. Okay, and it didn't make it. No, it's still right there. Can you please make this for me? So I can have it? So I can make this faster? Otherwise, I haven't found or tried very much a way to automate this process. So when I was trying to make my stable circuits, I was doing a lot of this and this, and then going like that, and then saying, nope, that one's not stable, and then waiting for this to get done, and then once it would get done, then I would take it, and I can already see that it's not flashing like it's enchanted or something, and so I would do that, and then I would wait on the next one. So that wouldn't have made for a very good video. There we go. Got that now. So I've been trying to make these a lot faster. They don't seem to be taking too much energy. So what is that? 5 RF a tick? So I wonder how many speed upgrades I can actually put inside this thing to make it finish at a better rate. Is this going? What's wrong with you? Oh, it's because the soil's at 64. I haven't found a use for this yet. If you hit the U key on it, nothing happens. So I don't know. I've been storing it in case maybe I do find something for it. But see, it looks like it's going fast now, but really it's not. Here, let's even look at this one. See, it's like all pumped up and moving and stuff, not like before it was super slow, but it's still like it's still super slow. Anyways, so you do that until you get these things, until you get the stable circuits. Now we haven't talked about the trees yet, and I'm kind of wondering. Okay, so the trees, I needed the weakened diamonds. I guess I could just throw diamonds inside the algorithm separator to get my diamonds, or I could do it that way, but that's not how I did it. Maybe I just really wanted to play with it or something. I know that there was a reason that I wanted these. What was it? Was it the flawed diamonds? I think it was the... Oh, I know what it is. Okay, to make the locator chamber, the actual power thing works, you need to have... Let's actually point to it here. You need to have this locator module. The recipe for the locator module is pretty easy. 2 energy modules and 2 regular calculators, super easy. But you need the flawless calculator, and the flawless calculator takes flawless diamonds. Okay, flawless diamonds. Again, here's a recipe I could have used, but I was getting tired of doing all the crafting. So I read up in the wiki, and it said that if you made the diamond tree, that you would be able to get weekend diamonds and flawless diamonds off of it. Okay, so now how to make the trees. And I was going to craft them up for you, but no, I'm not going to now. You'll see. Calculator. You start off with the amethyst sapling. Okay, amethyst sapling. How do you get it? You can't do all these because you don't have one yet. So what you have to do is you have to get the amethyst and any sapling with the scientific calculator. Amethyst. You get the amethyst by putting lapis inside of a stone separator. We've got the stone separator over here. It should have some reinforced iron. I like to have a little bit of that extra. Do I have anything in here? No. Because when you're making some of these things over here, it takes a whole bunch of reinforced iron. So once you have those together, you make the amethyst sapling. Okay, so then you plant this amethyst sapling. And I know I have extra, so we'll just go ahead and do it. Sapling. I'll take 1. I don't want to waste it. And you do waste it. I will show you, because I will waste it on purpose. Do I have any pear saplings? No, I only had the 1. Yeah, these, I'll show you. Okay, here. Just come out here with me and look. Let's just put it right here. We'll do the amethyst one. Okay, and then we'll grow it. Grow, there. Put it away. Now, usually, when you destroy leaves, you get saplings, right? No saplings, not 1. You can destroy all the leaves from the calculator mod trees you want. You will never get one. Okay, so if I take down the logs, and they break pretty fast. I wonder actually how fast they break with a fist. That's not too bad either. And these don't despawn, or at least I haven't seen. Yeah, it looks like they just stay there for you. And they even grow new fruit. The other thing is that with the fruit, you're supposed to be able to right-click it and get the amethyst. And with the blue one over there, the sapphire, you're supposed to get it. Sorry about that. I hope I remembered to edit that out. So I wasn't able to do that. No left clicking to get them. So I made the sickle. Left clicking also doesn't get them. If I right click, nothing happens. If I right click this, I will get a diamond. I'll show it to you when we get to that one. And the sapphire one, I don't get anything off of it. The pear tree and the diamond tree, I can get stuff off with the sickle. But the other two, I am not quite sure. Let me try breaking a leaf and seeing if that doesn't do anything. So you can you can shear the leaves, you know, with a pair of shears and get those, and then use those to help you out making new saplings. So let's take a look at it. Once you do shear the leaves, you can use a scientific calculator, use the wood and the amethyst leaves to get your new saplings. If you have some amethyst already, you can do that. You can put 2 pieces of wood together and get the saplings. So those saplings are a little bit easier to get again. And do I actually have a scientific calculator on me? Yes, I do. And since we're not using the wood, I'll just get those back and then have them. Alright, so let's go in here and throw those in. And you don't need to see me grow this one. I have one up on the hill. We will take a look at the recipe though, because they are all different. Where is it? Here it is. Oh, I keep calling it sapphire. Tanzanite. Okay. Okay, so once you can't make this because you say you don't have it already, but this one takes any sapling, you make the atomic binder. The atomic binder, that's the recipe right there. And the large tanzanite you get by putting, once again, lapis, but instead of the stone separator, you put it inside the algorithmic separator to get the tanzanite, and then you mix them all together and shake them all up and you get the sapling that you need. So also, like I was saying, if you break the leaves and everything, you're not going to get saplings off this thing like a regular tree. And how do you get more if you want it? You have to make the binding thing. So it's a little bit, since it's a tier up tree, they make it a little bit more difficult. Okay, so the next one you can make is the pear sapling. The pear sapling. Oh, you guys are getting tired of me talking. I hope you aren't sleeping. Wake up. It's class time. You get the atomic calculator, which we talked about before, and now we have these 2 saplings. You mix it with endstone and you get pears. Woo, pears. Alright, and these you can shear for food. It's not even like that great of a food, and if you look at the recipe that you can do with the pears, you can't do anything with them. Rotten pears, you get those. Okay. There we go. Those can be used like glue balls, like slime balls. See? Slime balls. But I haven't gotten any yet. But let's see here. So you have the pear sapling, and I don't know. Was it part of this? It is part of this recipe. So if you finally want the diamond sapling, you have to get the pear sapling. That's why I kind of worked through all this. And this is the last tier, I believe. Yeah, let's just make sure. Biofuel. Alright, so that's not... Well, what a waste that would be. Okay, so yeah, it looks like that's the end game for calculator trees, is that you get the pear sapling and you can grow it, but then you can't get it back because the only recipe is putting the blue and the purple saplings together with the endstone and making it. And then you get this. And here's the recipe again. You need the end diamond, which we use to make our sword, which was the obsidian, electric diamond, and the endstone. But to plant this thing, it won't plant on dirt. It will only plant on a block of the end diamond. So you have to make 9 of these, put it in the ground, plant the tree on top, and then when it grows, the end diamond disappears. So you don't even get your hard work back. It turns right into dirt. Okay, so now we have this, and it's like you would say, okay, I've got all the flawless diamonds I can use. Well, guess what? I have not gotten one flawless diamond off this thing. I'm not really sure how to use it, okay? Or how to get it. All I'm getting are these flawed diamonds. Is that what they're called? Weakened diamonds. So, you know, I used a ton of the weakened diamonds for all the recipes for all the circuit machines. So I had to make those before I made the circuit machines. And that was nice to not have to... let's see, how do you make these? once again, I guess I could have done that, but I don't know. It was nice to be able to, once it's done, to come out here and pick these diamonds off, and it's aggravating that I can't get the flawless diamonds. I guess I'm just not, I don't know, maybe I read something wrong. So we'll throw those in there. We will get back our ring. I do that more times than you would think. There we go. Okay. And that is where we are now. So you know how we got the stuff to make all this stuff, and oh geez, I mean really it only took like, I'd say probably about 3 hours of just straight up doing one thing to the next, and we should be ready with this now. So I am going to go and I'm going to set this up in the mining world, and then probably at a different time or a different, yeah, off camera, I'm going to find a spot for it. It says that if it's at 100% stability that it shouldn't explode, but once something says it explodes, how much do you trust it? Even if it says it shouldn't with 100 stability. Okay, so this is where I had it before, right over here where this dirt patch is when I was testing it. So let's get our chunk thing up again so we can have it all in one chunk. Get out of here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Come back over here and let's start building this thing so you can see it. We are going to build the smallest one. And once I have that outlined, I don't need the chunk borders up anymore. What I will do though is I will put this down so that I can keep getting the power from it before I move it. Okay, so you make a ring out of the stable stone, and you could probably put this down in the ground just to make it one lower, but it doesn't matter. I am going to put this down right here. You don't need anything in here, or you can put anything you want in here. What's important is that you have this. Okay, so then you build up the sides a little bit. You're gonna make a plus pattern, overall plus pattern, a little thicker like that, or a times pattern, whichever way you're looking at it. All right, and then you build up a type of wall, kind of like a tinker smeltery. There we go, right there, and that uses up all of our blocks. So now we're ready to put the main parts in. So let's go ahead and do that. Put those in a ring around the center, and in the center you put, here, shift, there we go. Let's also do this where we are saying all in. I think it was already set on that. There we go. So then if I were to turn it on now, it might explode because it's got 0% stability. See? 0%. Is it active? No. Is it a formed multi-block? Yes. Does it have an owner? No. We will do that. Alright, so let's get our circuits out. There we go. And one more. One circuit for each thing. So this took a while to find these. So if you make the full size of this, by the way, a full size is 21 by 21, and the smallest here is, I want to say 3 by 3. On the wiki it says 21 by 21, but the wiki doesn't say if the 21 counts the outside blocks or if it's just the plugs. But let's plug these in, these circuits in, and there we go. So if we look inside now it says stability 100%, still not active. How you activate this guy is that we have to get the locator module like we did before. Once you make it, don't just throw it in. You have to actually right click it, and see down in the bottom left it says owner ToddytheBody. Alright, so then it says owner on there. You have to be the owner. And then you right click here, you can shift click it in, and then it starts making power. Now the smallest one makes 2000 RF a tick. And it will do that forever as long as it's here and loaded and all like that. It gets power from, quote, the world, unquote. So it's not solar. It works in the day, night. It works in any condition. This setup, just like this, makes 2000 RF per tick. If you look at the GitHub, Bobster, sorry, I didn't mean to say Bobster, which does some videos, like some tutorial videos on magnetic crap. That's where I actually first saw him. He's actually pretty good at explaining stuff, but he got on there and raised the issue that this might be a little OP. And then the mod author was like, you know what, I think you're right, so I'm going to make the crafting a little bit harder. So I would say that the crafting was harder. I don't know what it was before, and I hope that this is the after. I hope it's not like, hey, let's make it even harder than this, because I went through a whole lot of infrastructure to get to this point. And you have to make a whole lot more of these just to even ramp it up above 2,000. Because, I mean, our solar panel over by our base does 25,000. So this is like small potatoes. It's just, it's reliable because you know you're at least going to be getting 2,000. Stop chiming me. You know you're going to be at least getting 2,000 RF per tick if all else fails. You can see it's building up there. My power inside there is already full. So that's that. It would take a whole lot more to get this built up. I will probably do that just to have maximum size at some point, which I won't show on camera. I'll probably just show it to you if I ever achieve it. But we will put this here for now, and I'll probably move it somewhere else in the future just because I don't want it to get deleted. Like, say if we want to restart the mining age. Just because we added, like we just recently reset it because of the new mod that I showed you, that cooking mod. It's got some kind of salt ore that I guess our overworld wouldn't have because it's already generated chunks. So if we just make it here and regenerate the chunks, then we should be able to build it, and that's, or find them, and that's why we do that. So if it were to happen in the future, I wouldn't want to lose this because it took a lot to build it. But yeah, that's it. So advanced power by the calculator mod. If you're wondering about this or wanted some more information, I hope you found this useful. And let's take a little screenshot there. I hope you found it useful. I meant to actually feature and show off a setup that nzHook did. nzHook, if you don't know him, then there's something wrong with you. You should go check out his channel. His link is in the description. But what I was going to show off that he did is he made a wool dyeing machine. Now you might be thinking, oh, okay, wool dyeing, whatever. But it is a really cool setup where he used the new mod integrated dynamics along with actually additions and automated the atomic reconstructor, which I think is the whole point of why the atomic reconstructor works the way that it works, is because LPAC wanted it to be automated. So Hook did it. Smart guy that he is, set something up. So we ran out of time this time, but go check it out. It's his episode 10. He features it and shows it off, but then in episode 10.5, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw the links down below, he actually like shows you how it's set up and everything. So if you want to learn about the integrated dynamics mod, some actually additions mod also, go check it out. Please do. It's very informative and it's really a cool mod. It's one of those things where you have to like use your imagination to find some uses for it, but when you do, it's just satisfying. It's one of those satisfying deals. It's not like just setting down a block and it works. Okay, anyways, you guys have a great day. I will see you next time. Check out Hook and everybody else, and you have a great day. Bye.